Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Driven in Alchemy. My name is Starr. Today I'm going to enter into this space with a Nagshampa incense, and I remember this coming through when I was doing a bit more of a deep dive on Nagshampa, I think last week or the week before, and this idea of releasing the serpent's grip, which still feels significant again to say. But we do have a super new moon in Cancer today, everyone. Well, the energy I already been feeling for the past 2 weeks, I think. It's been a crazy time of energy. We've got a retrograde right now. I think Pluto transitioned into Leo, and there was still a lot kind of riding from the previous moons that we've had. It feels like this is a very potent time for expression and change. So I'm very intrigued as to what is going to step forward in today's collective energy. You're going to have to bear with me because I am recovering from being a little bit poorly, and there is workmen doing some things with some machinery and talking, so we're just going to have to bear with. But there is something to allowing for this energy, whether you are feeling it in terms of true liberation with this supermoon or feeling a little bit lost at sea. It's okay. I think it's about really grounding into where you are in this present moment and allowing for this space to just be, and allowing for these energies to harness to you exactly what you wish to be drawing to you. New moons are for setting intentions and pulling in towards you that which you want to be experiencing. And you can use the full moons and new moons however you see fit, but predominantly new moons are for drawing things into you. So have a think about the things that have been coming to mind in the past week, because I think this is going to highlight to you exactly what you are wanting perhaps to call in, perhaps what you've been fearful to call in before. And I want to say the reasons behind why you are feeling what you are feeling might come through today in today's reading. But I brought a few things into the mix today. This beautiful amethyst necklace pendant that a very dear solstice has sent me. I've also brought in the abundance turtle, which I still haven't put anything in. If you have any suggestions, please do let me know, because at a certain point I didn't know that this could open, and then I was like, whoa, it definitely is the abundance turtle. I brought in this beautiful shell that I think came from Cornwall. I've also brought in some smoky quartz, and I feel like we are still in shadow season, everyone. I know that not everyone that's watching this is going to be in the northern hemisphere, but although it is summer for us, somewhere else in the world, it is deep shadow season. I think some of us might be feeling it where we are today. And I also brought in this flashy obsidian Starr, which always makes me think of the David Bowie's last album. So there is something to that, and this very gorgeous necklace that my grandmother gave me only a few months ago, actually, which is very dear to my heart, because she's never given me anything like this before. So yeah, it felt very significant to me. But I am going to enter into the space with a little bit of sound as well, everyone. And I'm laughing because I felt like the singing bowl was an expression of wanting to be quiet when actually you need to be loud. And I feel like that might be a call out to some there. But I'm going to share some oracle and some tarot today. I'm going to start with the archetypes oracle, because I think we need a grounding point for this energy. Whoa, interesting. We've got the shapeshifter as the first card. Okay, I knew we was going to be in for a ride today. Hesitation to stepping forward. Okay, I'm gonna take these two, and we've got the orphan, and then we've got the gem. And what did I see when I was shuffling? I was seeing something in the bottom of the deck, which I'm being told I'm not allowed to say out loud, but something yeah, something needs working out just a little bit more. Ironing out the kinks is coming forward right now. Take from that what you will. But I feel with these three energies stepping forward, only take what resonates to you. But this idea of being a shapeshifter, I think some are coming out of performative relationships right now and allowing for, I'm hearing your freak flag to fly, but also allowing for yourself to truly just exist exactly as you know yourself to be. And I think it's important that everyone remain true to themselves, and also see perhaps the mask that others are showing towards you. This felt like a negative expression when it stepped forward, and it doesn't have to be. But I'm seeing this as fish scales and a fish eye here. So there's something about allowing for the truth to set you free. There is something that some aren't seeing right now, but I'm being told that it's going to be highlighted with this next new moon. And with the orphan card stepping forward here, this is about making sure that you are giving to self. Those that know that they are working through abandonment wounds, the best way to help yourself in that space is to give yourself a lot of space and grace, and to give to yourself in the ways that perhaps you felt like you weren't given to as a child. How can you support that inner child now? And I've definitely gone through a bout of more inner child healing with self, and it's been a long time since I've been, I want to say, in the depths of that. It very much did feel like that. And am I going to say this? I'm being drawn to share it here. So those that know that they're in the understanding of where child trafficking is rife and takes place, perhaps you need to go back and look at that, because I think there's more for you to discover. And I always feel like I get this curveball message here because I know that I'm reading for quite a diverse group, so only take what resonates, but there's something more in there. And with the gem, you are the gem, you are the prize, you are the being that you always wanted to be. Those that are here, remind yourself of that now, no matter where you find yourself right now. You are at a stage in life where you never thought you would get to at a certain point. And now I'm hearing, now is the time to dream again. Now is the time to ask again, to get to the next stage, to get to the next level. And you will get there. And it's funny because I was thinking about manifestations that I've put through over the years, and understanding that, you know, they have all come to fruition for the most part. And I should be incredibly grateful for that. And I think most of you that are here, you can also look back at your life too and say, actually, yeah, everything that I wanted did come to pass. So remember that. But there is something about this rainbow prism here, and I watched a video about a trinket box with different crystals in, which I'll tag in the description in case that's useful to someone. But it definitely felt like it was unlocking past life gifts for me. And I think that this is where a lot of you are in this energy with this gem. You are unlocking gifts from previous lives, so you can trust how you feel is what I want to share. And I keep feeling, well, I'm experiencing that, yeah, there's like a blockage at the back of my nose. And granted, I haven't spoke as much as I'm speaking right now, but I think this is a message for someone else. There is something that is blocking your voice at this time. There is something that is blocking your speech at this time. So you might want to take a look at what that is. You know, whether this is throat chakra work, whether this is, you know that you are experiencing oppression where you are in your spaces. I would say take some time to assess and to really configure why you are feeling exactly what you're feeling right now, because there is a reason why you feel like you can't speak up with regards to anything right now. So take from that what you will, and please know that I'm here to support you if you would like support in your spaces. But I'm going to move into tarot, everyone. It's interesting. There was such a stillness with this reading that I didn't anticipate. So I hope that you are all feeling still where you are, because I think it's going to be important that you remain balanced in your spaces for everyone that is here. And I just pulled some cards, so I've got like a mini deck in my hand of the tarot, and I'm shuffling again. So it's like, go back to the drawing board, go back to the space where you didn't know, because I'm feeling like you are almost having to start again. And if you've been feeling this in your spaces, if the card touches the floor, it's ×4. And we've got the Knight of Swords, and I'm hearing the exact phrase, it's okay to be flighty. It's okay to be flighty right now. It's okay to, I'm hearing it's okay to run. If you want to run, then run. Because there is something in doing exactly what you want to do right now, because this is a moon of liberation. Yeah, do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. And if this is leaving, then that's what you have to do. Yeah, because there is something else out there for you with the Knight of Pentacles. And, you know, the Knight of Pentacles isn't the Page of Pentacles. They do have a plan, they do have a vision, and take gender out of that. But I'm thinking that what I'm feeling right now is that someone has a plan that they don't know that they have, but they are feeling it. So you're going to have to trust how you feel, because something is telling you that you need to take a different direction. And this is going to lead you to exactly what you've been asking for. And it's going to make you really happy, but it's going to take you really trusting in what you are feeling. And I literally heard, oh gosh, that's got me into some spaces before. And that's true, but you are deeper in your wisdom right now. And it's so interesting because I've never seen the Fibonacci spiral on this card before, ever. I've had this deck a long time, and I've never noticed. And that's what it is. And I'm hearing your star map. You've been existing in a space and you didn't know that you had more within the spaces that you're in. And this is what is going to be brought to light. It's like you had a blueprint and you've been looking at the blueprint, and now you're looking at the fine details, and now you're going, oh wait, I had a plan all along. And if you haven't got to this point, you're going to. And that message isn't going to be for everyone, so only take what you can. But I'm being drawn to the desert here. Oh my gosh, that is so interesting. And maybe the person that I was on the phone to is going to receive this message. Wait, was I on the phone to someone? I was talking to someone recently, and they were speaking about, I wasn't on the phone, I was talking to someone recently in real life, and they were talking about being in the desert, and I thought that they said that there I thought that they said that there was lions in the desert, and I was like, wait, oh, that's so interesting. Okay, well, that's a synchronicity for me, but maybe for more also. That's hilarious. 6 of Cups. Yeah, I'm hearing Lady in Red, Lady in Waiting. And maybe you feel like you've been waiting too long. Some here. Maybe you feel like you've been waiting too long. Maybe you feel like, yeah, it should be my time now. And I'm hearing all in divine right timing. And I think some, you feel like you don't have a plan, but you do. Yeah, and the plan was always to bring you back to love. Love for self, love for life, love for everything. So if you have been feeling lackluster in your spaces, know that the fulfillment of that energy is coming back into your life, but you just had to dig deeper again to find it. And I think this is why I was feeling this shadow work energy. So if you don't feel like you are content right now, perhaps there is some shadow work that needs to be done. Perhaps there is some inner child work that needs to be done. Perhaps there is some, going back to the drawing board and sinking deeper into the space of like, okay, what isn't working for me right now? And I'm going to adjust myself and my spaces and my life accordingly, because I'm hearing you could feel a lot better than you do right now in this present moment, but it's just about having that dedication to yourself and saying, okay, I'm going to start again. And, I understand that frustration of that when you've come on a pathway already for so long. But if you know that you are an expansive being here, you know that it takes more work to be in alignment. It's easy to just give up. It's easy to just, not take care of yourself. It's easy to just forget about your practices. It's easy to just not give your all to everything. But I'm hearing that's not who you wanted to be this lifetime. And it's okay to pause. It's okay to take a step back or feel like you have, but come back around again to you and yourself, because this is ultimately, for you. And the only way to get to the 10 of Pentacles is by doing what you want to do and in the right way. I'm being drawn to children playing here. Something about teaching. Yeah, mastery of the inner child. That's what's stepping forward, which, is a deep expression. So take your time with that. And I'm being drawn to the Kabbalistic tree of life, with the depiction of it on there. And this idea of working through the expressions and the emanations on that. That's a deeper understanding for some. Perhaps you want to really do a deep dive in that and your understanding of all of that. Yeah, death and rebirth. For some of you, this is really deep. And I felt a lot on the 13th of July, which was a couple of days ago. So I think that some are in this massive death and rebirth right now. And ring wraiths came through as well recently. So it's interesting that I'm seeing this card as it now. Yeah, there is a seed that many have already planted that is coming to fruition right now. But it might not look how you expected it to, but trust in its energy and its power, because it's here for a reason. And it's okay to, I would say it's okay to take the bull by the horns, but it's okay to just accept where you are right now, but accept it with full hands and with a gracious heart, because 1414, and I started to sit down and prepare for 1414. So 2-2 on there. Be grateful for what you have now, because I'm already hearing it's the best. It's the best, but also you know that there is more to come. There is more to this, but this is phase 1. So don't forget that you are always walking your path, because I think that some have forgotten. It's like you've forgotten who you are, and I don't know why this has happened, and it's going to be different for everybody. But you've forgotten who you are, and I think this perhaps it might have been by purpose, so that you can rebuild again from afresh. And you might look a lot like this person on this card. So trust if you've forgotten who you are, or you feel like you have it, so that you could begin again. And I keep saying that phrase, begin again, begin again, and begin again. And I'm hearing, if you weren't to have forgotten, perhaps you wouldn't have, and that wasn't going to serve you. So if you feel frustrated, that's okay. I'm really hearing the acknowledgement of that from your teams of light, because you're usually pretty steady in who you are, but something has evaded you, eluded you of late, and it just doesn't feel right. I just keep hearing it doesn't feel right. So follow the birds, follow the signs, follow the signals, follow the cardinals, I keep hearing. And cardinals are very spiritual birds. Follow the cardinals and you'll keep laughing. And cardinals came up in the Disclosure movie, so that's a message to some. Divine masculine energy stepping forward here. That might be something you want to check in with and make sure that you're keeping in balance. We all hold masculine and feminine energies, but there is something to really digging deep right now, even though you don't want to. And you have my utmost support and empathy and sympathy. I understand when the road gets tough and we just want to give up, but you know that you won't, so just keep going. That's what I'm hearing, because you're ready. 16 on the clock there. You're ready to step into Empress status. And I'm reading this as the Empress card rather than the Queen of Pentacles, but I feel like the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles hold the same energy. This idea of feeling full enough exactly as they are and holding that presence and that power. And being drawn to elemental expressions here. I'm hearing the Green King, which comes from another tarot deck, which is also a brewery, I believe so. So there might be something about that, brewing beer, brewing your own concoctions. I don't drink alcohol, but there might be something to that, to brewing. I'm hearing brewing the next phases, brewing the next stages too. I'm being drawn to someone doing their garden up, changing their decking, changing their decor. Outside's like hammocks and outside furniture I'm seeing, and like tying the cushions on outside seating. That might be something that you want to zhuzh up in your spaces to create a better place for customers and clientele. Yeah, there's something to that. Just a little, I'm hearing a bibbidi bobbidi boo. So just a spring clean, a summer clean, no matter where you are, but just zhuzhing up a little bit. That's what I'm hearing. Zhuzhing. Yeah, it's now time. But I'm being told to pause here. So this is going to be another potential 2 or 3 part to everyone. So go easy, go well, and yeah, please come back for part 2 if you feel called.